Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2 Storytime, where we take a moment to look over the world to see what's changed, what hasn't, or how it's differed from the canon. And, well, to start with, we have Queen Moira, who obviously has, let's be honest, she's just been huge this campaign. On this history of, just in this history of Azeroth. And she's also batshit insane, which is kind of a problem. She also, murdered my wife. So, yay. We also have she also has the benefit of she's actually created her own bloodline. If that makes sense, because not only does she have the bloodline of the Bronzebeard Kings, but because she was the Ashbringer, children of her dynasty gain benefits from being related to her. Which is not a bad thing. That's 2 bloodlines for the sake of 1. That's a pretty good deal. So let's see. She offers up some piety, some personal combat skills, some light opinion. Necromancers don't like you. And it lowers the requirements for paladin training. Which, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see, things of note. Well, King Thoris, Ironside of Stormguard, is a Wogan. That's something to be acknowledged. He's also probably one of the few people on the face of this earth who, when it comes to just pure combatability, can actually take our character on. It is insane. Let's see. The syndicates around. I think we pointed them out in. Yes, we pointed them out during the actual game, but yeah. The Syndicates, which is a criminal organization that's descended from Ultric, is now basically it's the bastion for the Scarlet Light, or the Scarlet Crusade, as it may be known in other times. So this is where that started up, which is fantastic. Let's see, Kel'Thuzad's still around. He's just working his way up. He's doing alright. He's also known to have conjured food for the poor, so I guess he's not all that bad. It'll be interesting to see where things go with him, carrying forward. Let's see. Ah yes, probably the bigger updates. Not only is King Thanos II still around, well, to start with, his wife has tragically passed away. It is sad, but yeah, she caught a case of corrupted blood and passed away. He is, alas, infirm though, so it's very clear that his time on this earth between his old age and being infirm, his time on the planet's not gonna last all that long. So let's have a look at his children. Firstly, Princess Kalia of Lordaeron, who is currently the mother of 2 bastard children. I am not entirely sure who the hell Prince Mandrake was, but and no one knows the father of her eldest daughter, so there's that. But she is currently betrothed to Tyron Fordrin, who is the son of High Lord Tyron Fordring. Tyron Fordring the Kind. Master Paladin as he is currently still Lord of Halfgarm, and he has had 3 children. His eldest son and 2 daughters, who, admittedly, they're still young. They have a lot going for them. Now we also have three 3 other daughters have been born to High King the High King. So let's have a look at his heir, the famous Prince Arthas. Now let's see, 22, so he's getting up. So he's now old enough to be... He's now old enough to be... If he became king, no one's really going to complain. But here's the thing, how he's developed. He's an elusive shadow, so he's pretty much mastered intrigue. And his stats show it, but stat-wise, pretty solid. He's also become an expert priest, which is a huge thing because he used to basically, lore-wise, Arthas becomes a paladin, which, to be fair, he's actually pretty set up to, he could potentially do, but this time he's become a priest, and a pretty good one at that. He's also shrewd, ambitious, stubborn, proud, and brave, though shy and patient. So yes, we'll be keeping a very close eye on Prince Arthas here, because we don't know what's going to happen with him. It'll be interesting to say the least. Let's see, and now we've also got the other princesses. We've got Princess Bridget, who is on the cusp of becoming an adult, and she is developing in a way that is going to make her father and siblings proud. Just martial intrigue. She's good. She is good at this. With a pretty solid base of diplomacy, learning, and stewardship, she hasn't even gotten her thing yet. She'll get her education bonus in a year or so. So, in less than a year, so see how she goes. We also have Princess Jennifer, who is 13. Deaf, not quite. Still got some growing to do, but yeah, not a bad stat line. She's definitely going after Marshall, so she's going to be good. She's currently being taught by Arthur, so that makes a lot of sense. And the youngest at 12, Princess Katie, who is focusing more on studying. So, yeah. But definitely has a solid stat line. It'll be curious to see how the royal family here develops. Ah yes, and the Dragon Isles are also owned by the bloody Keldava. Because of course the goddamn things are. They're goddamn everywhere. Let's see. Other updates. Let's see. Prince Kelthus has not... He has not been married yet, but his father... Hang on. His father has... With his marriage to Alira Windrunner, has had 2 additional children. Prince Nozin and Princess Elenira, who is quite a looker from the looks of it. She's going to be a looker. Let's see, the other sibling, Vanessa Windrunner, married this guy. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, and she's had 2 children of her own. Good for her. But the one that we've all been waiting for, Sylvanas. Sylvanas is still not married, but she's had another child. A little boy this time. To the same father, because as it turns out... Hang on, I misclicked there. Sylvanas is his lover. So they are lovers, and all that fun stuff that it means. But yes, we've now got a little boy. Though he has not been legitimized, he is just considered a bastard. So Dad apparently did not want anything to do with this one. That's going to be fun. Let's see. Also, changes in leadership, in that we now have a new chief of Zul'Aman, since High Chieftain Zul'Jin died under suspicious circumstances and has been replaced by his eldest son. Admittingly, he still doesn't get along with the King of the Alliance, but to a lesser extent than before. Much lesser extent, largely because, well, the king didn't just come in and make him be a vassal. The Moss Flayers are still independent, surprisingly. Let's see, what other things did we want to point out? Ah yes, King Lamb the Pies is still alive, as is his wife, though she's in hiding. Prince Varian is coming along nicely. Him and his wife have even had a little daughter, Tywin, Tira-Win, who still 2 years old, but she's been born attractive, which is going to definitely be useful later on in life. Because let's be honest, being attractive, it helps a lot. Surprisingly, the Dark Iron's own Lakeridge. Bit of surprise there. Little bit of Ironforge here. Whoa! What the hell? It seems that a contingent of Wildhammer dwarves has come in and taken control of Karazhan. So they've basically come in here, forced the... Where the hell has Medivh gone to, then? How do you pronounce... I think he's dead. Because I will admit I don't fully know how to spell his name. Yeah, I know, terrible of me, but yeah. See, I'm not seeing him. Hang on. No, I'm not seeing him. I think he's dead. So a bunch of Wildhammer dwarves decide to assault the Tower of Karazhan and killed Medivh and took it for themselves. Okay. That's... Yeah, I didn't realize this had happened, but you know what? Good for you. Good for you, you crazy son of a bitch. The more you learn. Oh yes, fun little fact I discovered when I was looking down at down here in this land that's controlled by the Netherguard. While a lot of this land officially, at least the topmost layer, belongs to, or is at least subservient to Dalaran, a lot of the little things are actually, a lot of the little areas around it are owned by the Kingdom of Ironforge. So we've got Dalaran owning most of this, but with a very heavy dwarven presence as well. On top of, just having this little bit of Ironforge territory just north of it. Let's see. Chieftain Goel, or Thrall, as he is known in another reality, is expanding Frostwolf territory. And has his daughters... not his daughter, his sister is currently his heir. He hasn't settled down and had a kid yet. But there is... So he's pushed out a little bit, but there is a little surprise that I found with... The fact that Thrall and Gul'dan have apparently become friends. And actually like each other. Like, it is insane. Oh yeah, speaking of Gul'dan, his son, his actual son, who has not mysteriously disappeared, is alive and well and is currently being trained by Daddy Dearest. Actually, he was being trained by Daddy Dearest. He's apparently being trained by an actual... I have no idea who that is, but... yeah, he's being trained. He's alive and well being trained. He's doing fairly well, too. Like, he's only 7, but... yeah, could be worse. Now then, a little discovery. I know the last time we pointed out that War-Khan here has more or less took over most of Goblin Kind. That has changed. There have been uprisings. For example, we have Booty Bay, who is currently independent of who's made themselves independent. Although, to be fair, their religion has changed. What they were once they were the Goblin obsession with wealth, but now they worship the Centaur faith. They worship an elemental of a giant earth elemental, like the centaurs do. Which is interesting. Just a random Murloc. Something I found during... well, for one reason, the Blood Trolls have officially been removed from the board. The Zandalari have kicked them out. They haven't purged the populations yet, but it seems like they're working on it. But here's the thing. When I looked over here, there isn't any more... it does not appear... it seems that the Murlocs have kicked out the last bloody Vulpyrian-held territory. So the Vulpyrian have scattered. A fair few of them, however, have fled over here, to the court of Sujin the Wise, of the Darkspear. Alongside quite a fair few actual Hosen have as well. So yeah, the Darkspear... in fact, one of a few... at least the Councillor of the Darkspear Islands is a Vulpyra. So... Mimi here is currently the Councillor of the Darkspear. So yeah, very multicultural over in this part of the world. But here's a big not a big surprise, but we've got some members of Booty Bay over here in Kazan. But we also have the Bilgewater Cartel being led by Trade Prince Jaster the Tormentor, who, if you actually look at his various truces, he effectively declared a war of independence against the Centaurs and won. So the Bilgewater Cartel is now a thing being run by Jaster. Or Gillywax, or Trade Prince Gillywax as he is better known. Granted, he is not a very... considering he's known as the Tormentor, and is not... I don't think is that well liked... is not particularly well liked. Not by many, anyway. So yeah, though he does have a fair bit of support amongst Goblin Kind. He also has a little son, who is a just but uncouth and haughty little bugger, named Garrix. Garaz? Not sure how to pronounce it. He's coming along nicely. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where Jaster goes going forward. Oh yes, we also have another cartel, the Rustwrench Cartel, who is currently over here, based over here. So there are a bunch of other So there are a bunch of other... So Goblinkind isn't done yet. They're launching independence wars and breaking away into their own cartels again. Though the Centaurs still own a fair bit of what was once Goblin-held territory. I'm also not entirely sure why this guy's a war-con, but he's only got like the one territory, which is weird. Let's see, Zul'Farrak's basically doing just fine. They're not dead, so they haven't grown. Doesn't seem to have grown or shrunk. Let's see, the wars over here are happening. There are wars over here with the basically Kogal is basically just waging wars. In particular, he's fighting against a fair bit of... For the looks of it, he's fighting against the Kaldorei a lot. Because he's got a truce with Malfurion at the moment. Because it seems like he... Basically, Kogal pushed up north into Malfurion's territory and conquered some of it successfully, but now he's at war against... Let's see, he's against the Centaurian hold, so... Where's that? Yeah, these guys, though he's winning that one too. So we'll see how that's going to shape up pushing forward. Basically, all this little area here is largely centaurs, murlocs. The Bloodhoof tribe is still around, though tragically Chieftain Khan has passed away. He died a natural death at age 60, but he did have 2 children. Chieftain Rarik, who is 4 years old, and a little girl, who is strong and will probably grow up to be impressive in her own right. Let's see. One of the most interesting developments over in Kalimdor, however, is this little kingdom here, Shady Rest. Because it's basically run completely by pit lords. So a bunch of pit lords, demonic entities from the Legion, has shown up in what is essentially what used to be, but it's essentially the south of Dustwillow, the Dustwillow Marshes, and have conquered a fair bit of it. They haven't taken all of it, but they're pushing. They're no doubt about it. They are making their progress, except for this one little bit here. This one part of Breckenwall is under an independent pit lord. So, as well, they've also taken a bunch of... Yeah, they've taken the Quelbor's Razor Fen area. Is now under their command as well. But yeah, different pit lords. So demons are breaking out in Kalimdor. As well as, of course, the arbitrary bloody Keldara has got a presence in this area as well. Let's see, who was I looking for? Oh yes, we have some Tauren. The Tauren are still around. We have small pockets of Tauren. Oh, we also have some of the Quelbors. Some of them are still alive. Good for them. But one of the big discoveries, High Lord Illidan, the spider who's controlling Webwinder here, he has one of his vassals are in fact Turian. He has Turian followers as well as Night Elven ones. So, yeah. Good on him. He's being very accepting. We're also seeing a presence of the Kaldorei sort of trying... It seems like they're trying to take the Azuremist from the Centaurs. Not the Centaurs, the bloody Satyrs. That's the one, Satyrs. But we'll see how that goes later on. As we push over to what is going to be the what we can call the big show, Northrend. Which there is a fair bit of. We have our Tuska. The Tuska are still around. We also have Kaldea, who are here as well. The Tunka have a fair decent presence. They're not that bad off. As are the actual as are the Wulva. They're doing pretty well for themselves as well. The Murlocs still control Kuldava, as is often the case. The Emerald of the Dragon of Wyrmrest area. The Green Dragons have lost their holding to the Mentars. Or at least it would appear they did. Because apparently, this Mentar is a vassal of Yashara. So he is... Yeah, she granted him a county, and apparently he's allied with her. So that's a thing. Let's see, having a quick look around the... Just having a quick look around the lands, and the Black Dragon area has been taken by the Scourge. Though the Bronze Shrine is still alive and well. As are the Red Dragons, though Lord only knows how long they're gonna last. But yes, the Scourge. Kind of the big deal. We have the Lich King, Nazul, who is currently being controlled by Tydeus. Who is God only knows where. But the Scourge are currently at war with the Zuldrak, who is currently being run by the High Chiefess here. They are, however, losing this war, and are basically on the verge of defeat. The Scourge are about to screw over the Dakari here. They are about to get their ass handed to them. And that's not good for them. It's a war of subjugation, so gods only knows what's going to happen in the future. We also have, like, some pockets of these trolls here, however, exist. They've broken away from the Zuldrak Empire and created their own kingdom. Which, considering that that empire is about to be swallowed by the Scourge, is probably not a bad idea, all things considered. And let's see, finally, we have an update on the Dragonflayer, Valkyra over... Oh yes, we also have a Venture Company. The Venture Company are currently in existence as well. Oh wait, no, they're the ones who run Booty Bay. My bad. But yes, this final upgrade. We have a new Lords of the Dragonflayer clan. I have no idea how to pronounce her name, but yes, the former king, King Yuraman, had a daughter. About a number of years before King Yurin died under mysterious circumstances. And no one's entirely sure as to why. Or at least who's had him killed. So someone has assassinated the former lord of the former king of the Vycrul in Northrend, and No, and no one's really sure who's had him. We had a fair few children. To his credit, he did have a fair few kids. Though it seems that his wife has moved on to the Frostwijk role. So, yeah, good for them. But the real kicker here, because, yeah, she's shaping up alright, nothing wrong with that, but the real kicker here is her regent. Mayor Lacard of the Whimskull Coast. The bloody vampire is still alive and well and is currently in control as Regent Lord of the of Dragonflair territory. So yeah, he's also counted as a Death Knight. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what the hell happens here. Especially when the Scourge is done eating the Zuldrak. But yes, we also have, of course, Shield Hill, which is run by the Kuldara. Because, of course, it bloody hits. But yes, I think that's everything for this time around. We've had some important key figures, well, die. Actually, I should probably check over here. What's happening with the Kelteris? We haven't really looked. Let's see. Kelteris appears to be fighting a war against, well, the Kuldara. Of course they are. As well as they're joining in the battle against Shadowforge, because why not? Let's see. Jaina's still dead. Let's see. The Lord Admiral Delin is still alive and well at 45. He's yeah, he's a pretty beefy son of a bitch. Not gonna lie. Grandmaster Warrior, kind of a worthless mage though. So no real surprise there, but yeah, that's awe-inspiring. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the rest of the family. Let's see, High Lord Derek is alive. Depressed, but alive. Hasn't really killed anyone else, but he's definitely taken after his dad. In the fighting department, he's not as good, but yeah. And the other one has, well, become a fat master seducer and hedonist, so not married and doesn't have children yet, so we'll see what happens with you. And the ugly daughter, Katharina, is still ugly, playful. Yeah, she's coming along. Ooh. And Lord Admiral Catherine, the wife there, she currently has devouring plague, though it's only a mild illness. And I think not sure. We'll see what happens with that. But yes, I do believe. And of course, we have the clusterfuck that is Gnomeregard at the moment. But yes, for now, I think that was where we'll leave it for now. Until next time, my name is BrightOps, and I look forward to hearing from you.